Hey there, my name is Raj, and if you've come to this video randomly, just know that this video is a part of an entire playlist which has a much more structured approach towards OCD and recovery through natural methods. So make sure you check the entire playlist for better understanding. Cheers.
OCD can kiss my ass.
Alright, guys, so this is one of the things that I asked quite a lot. That okay, why me? Why does this have to happen to me? And so on and so forth. And every OCD sufferer generally has these questions. And though there are no known you know pinpoint causes that anyone can tell you, but there are some that generally that have come to my notice, and personally I've understood that why do these things happen in the first place. And with the majority of the people that I've spoken to, now there is no actual point of knowing that what was the cause of my problem and why did it start in the first place, because there are many. And even if you actually point it out that this was the possible cause, there is no reason to be stuck onto it. And the reason why I'm saying is that the main objective right now is to overcome the problem. The main objective is not to go back and say, oh my God, this is what happened, and then start another chapter of your life again. Oh my God, what had happened, or to start blaming other people or to blame the circumstances. So our objective is not to go into the blame game, because that's not going to help us in any way. What's going to help us is the practices and how to overcome this and start a beautiful chapter of our lives and improve our lives, and make sure that we take care of other people who are suffering and give hope to other people that are suffering. But this is just the video that is generally, the question that is quite a lot asked to me. Why does this happen in the first place? So based on my basic knowledge, again, it's not a medical understanding, but based on my knowledge of talking to many people and the hundreds of people that I've spoken to, and my personal experience with OCD, I can just say a couple of things. Now again, this is not the requirement, because the requirement is only to get better. The requirement is not to go back and think about this nonsense again. But anyhow, what are the primary causes? So the first one is prolonged high stress levels and chronic fear or chronic hate. Now it's surprising that the people who are living in continuously high stress levels, entrepreneurs, people who have work which involves a lot of continuous fear all the time, so they are like in a stress mode majority of the time. Those things can actually start triggering it, who are not regularly taking care of their mental health, and that's just piling up this thing. So chronic fear, chronic hate, all these strong emotions can cause this problem. Genetics is one, which is an issue that that causes this, in my understanding. So, but there's again no point going after or attacking your parents or grandparents, because they probably are getting it from their older generations. So genetic is one of the causes. Obsessive rumination about past events, traumatic experiences. Now, I've also understood that with the quite a lot of experience, that people who are stuck onto the past experiences, especially trauma, tend to be more prone to OCD. They're continuously going back and saying, okay, what if that wouldn't have happened? What if that wouldn't have happened? My life would have been better. My life would have been continuously going back in the past, which of course can't be changed now. But they're going back to the past and saying that, I wish I would have done that. So they're continuously in that ruminating mode, that I could have done something else, I could have done something else. And that rumination has become an obsession for them. And that also is one of the causes. And of course, traumatic events, that, something that a person is not able to overcome, something that has deeply affected a person, and that thing has gone into a loop and they're not able to come out of that also is one of the causes. Again, why that happened, why that trauma happened, is of no use right now. The objective again is to overcome this illness. That's the main objective that we have. This is just for general knowledge. Sometimes it's like drug induced as well. So I know 2-3 people who had these OCD things started after mushrooms, after a heavy dose of mushrooms, acid, and some of them, had already, they were basic level OCD, but that got triggered extensively by, I think, some marijuana that was infused with some crap. It was, something else. So that also leads to an episode which, really makes you lose your base. And then, of course, is that, let's just assume that you are high on stress levels. Your anxiety levels are generally very high, and so on and so forth. And then you come across stuff that is OCD based. And then we read about that material and that sticks with you. That is also one of the causes that, I felt that people have had this problem because they were okay. They did not have OCD at the stage. They were very anxious people, anxiety a lot, and then they read something and that stuck with them in a lower state of mind. And we are prone to these kind of things when we are in a lower state of mind because we already fearful, stressed out. So these are one of the couple of causes that I know. And once again, I'm saying they are not important. They're not important because what's important is to overcome that. Maybe in the future, when you actually overcome this, when you reach a particular level that I'm going to be talking about in these videos, you're probably going to be thanking these things at the end of it. That you're glad because got to learn something pretty nice and you overcame it, and you're now able to make an impact on other people's lives. So you'll be in that position. So this is just for knowledge. Keep that in mind, and let's move on to the other videos.